how's everybody doing? Kirk Fletcher here. Been a long time. I know a lot has happened in this time since the last time I've done a video and everything. My new record, Heartache by the Pound, is out on all streaming platforms. I just wanted to have a brief chat about the songs that make up Heartache by the Pound and kind of play a little bit and kind of tell you where I'm coming from, on these different songs, So what I'll do is I'll kind of like play a little bit, just a couple seconds of each song and kind of tell you where I'm coming from and where, what inspired me to write these songs with my good friend Richard Cousins on the ones that we done. And also I do a couple covers and also a couple songs with I done a couple of Dennis Walker, the great songwriter who worked with Robert Cray on some of his biggest hit songs, as well as there was a collaboration between Dennis Walker and Joey Delgado, who's a dear friend of mine, who I didn't even realize that there was that connection. They both wrote these songs together, and that's Wrong Kind of Love and Can't Find No Love off the record. So here, I'll just play a little bit of the first song, Shine the Light on Love. The prize ain't always something you can hold in your hand. Shine a light on love, might be more than you can stand. Well, this song, is really talking about, myself and talking about my, desires as an artist and different things like that. And the first lyric is the prize ain't something you can always hold in your hand, meaning sometimes you can't see it, just the progress and different things like that, but it's just sort of a thing talking about the prize is it's a part of like life being, enjoying the process is kind of where I'm going at, and really taking a look around you and seeing all the things that are positive and in a good way, and also setting it to this music that kind of is inspired by, people like the Temptations and Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions and stuff like that, as well as that kind of quartet gospel kind of situation, too. So that's Shine the Light on Love, and that's the first track on my new record. The next song is this one, Afraid to Die, Too Scared to Live. Baby, what is wrong? By design, have to stay strong. Days and nights grow to an end. And this song, Afraid to Die, Too Scared to Live, is sort of like I got inspired by the great B.B. King song that he did, Chains and Things. That was a real inspiration, and like everyday life for the everyday human being that has to go out and work and do whatever that person has to do to make ends meet, and things like that, and it's like everyone can relate to, most people can relate to being afraid to die, and a lot of people can relate to being bound down by what they have to do to make a living and things like that, so it kind of like more in a literal sense, that's kind of where I'm coming at, like just everyday life. It's like looking at an episode of Good Times or something like that, and it's just really, observation on these different things, it's not necessarily, a negative thing, but it's just something to make you think of things in a different way, and be, not afraid to do your dreams and follow your dreams and things like that. Set to sort of a Stax funky groove, and I always like to play guitar and come up with these parts for songs. I like for songs that I write to have parts that, you know, even if you don't hear the vocal, if you hear the drum beat and the guitar part, you know it's that song. And that's a really big one for me because a lot of records that I grew up listening to was that way, you know. The next song, and this was the second single. That was the first single, Afraid to Die, Too Scared to Live. And then Heartache by the Pound. Took me a long time to change my point of view. I was so lost, nowhere to turn to, giving me heartaches. And this song, this is like, you know, definitely going back to my roots, you know, and going back to like quartet music. You know, it's sort of like my personal take on like quartet, you know, like groups like the Mighty Clouds of Joy and the Gospel Keynotes and Jackson Southern Airs and things like that, as well as like this kind of Malaco Records, kind of, you know, Denise LaSalle or Lattimore or somebody like that, you know, that kind of vibe, you know, it's just got that real kind of, you know, just that kind of, you know, pulse to it, you know, it kind of keeps you going. And that's set to a message, you know, and talking about the celebration of hard times, you know, and like you would do, you know, blues songs are meant to help you through your problems as much as they are to reflect and everything like that on the time, you know. And I just pictured myself, you know, at a barbecue outside in the summer, you know, listening to this song with friends and family, you know, just like when I was young, you know. And I really, when I was writing the song, I already envisioned that, you know. So that's where that song is coming from. This next song is Albert King. And this song right here, Nights by Myself, is credited to Albert King writing the actual song. And that's sort of a little bit rare because I don't know if Albert King really wrote a lot of songs. I could be wrong. Somebody out there can tell me if I'm wrong or not. That's cool. But this song is, you know, this song is really like, you know, it appears to be, you know, kind of like just a shuffle and everything. But it's a certain way that, you know, you just have 2 and 4, and it's almost kind of like trying to blur the lines of funk and a shuffle together on this song, you know, and the bass line, you know, is like, you know, that kind of thing, you know. So it's almost like, you know, you can kind of do that, but slow it down, you know. So it's really kind of like trying to mix Chicago blues with funk and then just really stripping it down. And that's where my mind is. And that's my, hopefully, my contribution to different things. Just thinking about these, reimagining these sort of shuffles and things like that. Stripping it down to just kick and snare, you know, and playing sort of like a Chicago blues kind of thing under it. You know, over that kind of groove of just playing really simple, you know. And that was kind of just, you know, in my brain, you know, we've talked many times about how I view things and how, you know, I grew up on funk just as much as blues. And these are the, like, subtle ways that I like to kind of combine those two things, you know. I love it. The next song is called, this is one of my favorite songs on the record just because it is. can blame it all on me. I was such a fool, didn't change my ways, thought I was playing it cool. Now the night is falling and my heart's calling for you, babe. Yes, it is. All right, as every record that I do, there's always some kind of tribute to Bobby Bland and the record Dreamer. And this is definitely my homage to Bobby Bland and the Dreamer record. This is one of my favorite records of all time, and you've definitely heard me talk about it on this channel many times. You know, and I was really fortunate to be able to get Michael Landau to play some second guitar on here, and he came up with these really cool parts, you know, on like a baritone and then like little double stop fills and things. It's just incredible. He's a genius, you know. And this is really kind of a way of writing. I wrote this song sort of, you know, not so much about wearing my heart on my sleeve, but I just kind of want to change it around and, you know, kind of talk about a guy or whatever, a girl or whatever the situation is, a relationship where the guy or girl knew they messed up, you know, in a way, you know, and then, you know, they're lonely at night, you know, and, you know, just being deceiving and, you know, being sorry. But I kind of feel like the way these lyrics are, that he or she is not all the way, you know, you still can't trust them that much. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe from these lyrics, you know. It's crazy, but I like this. I like writing about something that's not so wearing my heart on my sleeve or talking about me or things that I've observed in my life, you know, my 40 plus years of living. You know, it's kind of just cool to kind of just imagine this whole other thing like I was writing this song, an extra outtake for the Bobby Bland Dreamer record or something, and really, you know, just kind of using that as sort of like a inspiration. And the guitar solo, you know, is just, you know, just trying to kind of touch on that Larry Carlton inspiration, you know, and kind of playing a little bit more slicker, you know, like you would hear on that record, you know. And I'm really proud of that guitar solo. It's really short, you know. That's all you need. You don't need long guitar solos all the time. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way that turned out and arranging it in a certain way. Because these songs, I kind of done a little pre-production on GarageBand, you know, so it's great to have sort of the framework of the songs already kind of, you know, mapped out a little bit. So that was really cool, and I plan to do more of that, you know, a little more pre-production, because then the other musicians can really kind of, you know, understand where you're going with this, you know. Next song. This song, Wrapped Up and Tangled Up in the Blues, is my tribute to the staple singers and people like Lightning Hopkins and things like that, you know. The story of this song really kind of tells my story growing up and the way I felt about the music and when I first heard it, you know, hearing my mom sing in my father's church and things like that. And even using this title, Wrapped Up and Tangled Up in the Blues, is a play on Wrapped Up and Tangled Up in Jesus, like I used to hear when I was, you know, a little child in church. You know, I would hear that, wrapped up and tangled up, and I love that phrase, you know. So I kind of wanted to write a song and use that. I love writing songs with words and phrases from old gospel songs and stuff, because I just love that. You know, it's like ground zero for me. The base of everything that I do is really gospel music, you know, traditional gospel music and quartet gospel, you know, with groups, like I said before, the Dixie Hummingbirds and groups like that, you know, and this is sort of my tribute to them and telling my story and the way I felt in church as I came up as a kid, you know. So it's a story about yours truly, Kirky. This next song. So weird listening at your songs while you video yourself, filming yourself. All right, this song was written by Dennis Walker and Joey Delgado. And Dennis Walker sent these to me by way of Richard Cousins as potential songs to do on this record. And I really liked them a lot, and I was honored to have the late great Dennis Walker send me songs to possibly do. And, you know, I really, a big record for me is Los Lobos Colossal Head. So I kind of wanted to kind of have a little bit of that flavor, production-wise and vibe on this song, you know, just to kind of twist your ear a little bit, you know, and I love that. I love production and different things, you know, and that record by Los Lobos Colossal Head is incredible what they done. Chad Blake and the guys, you know, and Dave Hidalgo and all the guys in the band are fantastic. You know, and that's really it. I picked the wrong kind of love. Gotta love it. And this next song. Don't get no laughter in any room. This song was as well written by Dennis Walker and Joey Delgado. And this song, I Can't Find No Love, you know, I always like to try and maybe think a little bit outside the box. And I kind of wanted, on this song, I kind of want to revisit my Hold On record and use an organ trio. So I had the great Alberto Marsico play and kind of arrange this song, you know, and it was really great. And we done it in Torino, Italy. So it's just, you know, a lot of fun to kind of revisit that with the organ trio, but do songs not in your classic organ trio vein of like jazz, bluesy organ, you know, but just take it, do this kind of ballady song like that. And, you know, just another song that I'm so proud of that was sent to me by Dennis Walker before he passed away. It's just incredible and humbling to even think that he would even consider sending me some songs, you know. And yeah, it's just a song. I really worked hard on the vocals on that song, you know, and I'm just proud at the way it turned out, you know, stepping out of my comfort zone, really, you know. And this next song was a lot of fun to do. We let Reese Winans go crazy. I'm a wildcat tamer and I'm gonna try my hand on you. I'm a wildcat tamer and I'm gonna try my hand on you. When I get you, baby, go see what I can do. Wildcat Tamer is a song that I loved for a long time by Tar Heel Slim. You know, and it was really great to record this and have Reese Winans playing the piano on it, because I've always loved Reese Winans piano playing for so long. I mean, going back to hearing Houses of Rock, and he has such a unique style on piano, and it was just a lot of fun. This is just one of those songs that was just so much fun. You know, it was a little high for me to sing, but hey, you have to go out of your comfort zone sometime, because it made it better for what Reese wanted to try and do on the piano, and that's important because he's Reese Winans. I love him. So this was just all around fun thing to add to the record, you know, to just kind of have that let your hair down. Those who have hair, I don't think anybody has hair that recorded on the record, but you know what I mean. So it was a lot of fun to do that, you know, to do that song and everything. And I take a baritone guitar solo. That was a lot of fun, you know. So moving on to the last song, this is a really, you know, touching song for me. Gone are the days, holding hands, long walks in uncharted lands. Talk about all of my faults, you seem to ignore. What in the hell are we fighting for? The same old feelings. This song is called Hope for Us, and it was the song that I wrote all by myself. And it's, you know, very sensitive, you know, thing to talk about, you know, the way love once was and things, and looking at it, you know, down the line, how it changed and things like that. And I was very much inspired by people like Dole Bramhall too, and this band that Richard Cousins hit me to called Roachford, actually, listening to, and you know, just different things like that, you know, just trying to be really expressive, because, you know, being that I'm such a big fan of people like Joni Mitchell and different songwriters that I just love so much, you know, I kind of wanted to just add a little bit more of a, you know, a picture, you know, use words to paint pictures, as I would always hear Joni say, you know, about different things. And that's really it. And then, you know, have the guitar solo in there and just kind of make more of a dramatic close to the song with some words that, you know, mean something to me, you know, and trying to put that together in a way, you know, and wear my heart on my sleeve, you know. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And that's the close to the album, Hope for Us. And I had some incredible players on this record, and I'm so proud of this record. And I hope you enjoy it. And hey, more to come soon. I'll be posting more videos, and it's been a long journey getting this record out, you know, and I've been really busy with a lot of things, but I hope to post more videos and things like that, and lessons, and break down different guitar ideas that I've been thinking about lately, and just catching up. So hey, I love you all, and I will talk to you real soon. Take care. Kirky signing off.